Hi, I'm Jessi. We're here in Colorado Springs and this is my van. My brother and I built this out together so that I could live in it, save money on rent, and pay off some student loans. Everything in here is a custom build by my brother, and we want to give you a tour. One of the more recent things we've done to the van is added this bull bar because I'm afraid that I'm going to hit a deer and ruin my custom build. So this took about a day, but it's definitely worth having. I feel a lot better driving around on the highway with this thing on.
That was a day of her trying to do it, and then about 20 minutes of me finishing it up.
These are CR Lawrence windows, and this was one of the first things that we did. I chose these windows because of the T style where I can open these and have some airflow in the van, and it was a little nerve-wracking, but we just cut through the metal of the van all the way around and fit it perfectly, thank God, and put the windows in. We did it on both sides.
And this is the second. I did it on my van that's over there, which I can do a video on that. It's more of an adventure van build. So this was my second set of windows, so it went pretty quick. What do we do them in, like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours total for two of them?
Yeah.
So once you get a system down and your template is perfect, it's it goes pretty smooth.
Welcome. Okay, so we're going to start here in the kitchen and we'll work our way around the van. This was an epoxied countertop that we put together after we kind of figured out the layout that we wanted. I wanted to work my Berkey into here because I can't live without it. So we did a little rolling drawer that comes out, and I just have it attached here with like an elastic bungee cord. And underneath I keep some pots and pans and extra towels. And then this is just a Suburban 3-burner propane stovetop and oven I got off Amazon. And underneath I keep my other utensils and cookware and snapware. Then we have the sink I also ordered off Amazon, and it detaches. It kind of makes it nice for cleaning out the sink, and it's a pretty deep sink. It came with a drying rack, so I can do my dishes in here. And underneath is the water setup. We just did a simple 12-volt water pump under there with the two 6-gallon buckets, one for gray water, one for fresh water. And I keep my spices here. My brother made me a nice little homemade spice rack.
All the cedar in here, I'm the brother. All the wood in here is cedar stained with ebony, and then the walls are just painted. Everything is built out of cedar. The countertops, the cabinets, everything is all tongue and groove cedar because we got a really good deal on it. So lots of it was ripped down, and just we made everything to shape out of cedar because that's what we got a good deal on. So I will let Jessi continue.
Yeah, I did a lot of like separate containers up here. We were kind of worried about stuff falling off, so we did this extra little piece on top here that I really like. I think it like adds to the modern look or the cottage look of the van. But it works great. I don't have stuff falling off at all when I'm driving, and I just really like how the shelves turned out. And up here I just keep a little odds and ends and like cold gear stuff and some artwork that my friends did for me. And underneath one of my seats here I have storage, more storage, because you just can't have enough in a van. And I keep towels and bath stuff down there. And this is my little table for two that I do actually a lot of different things here. I can work here and eat here, and even I'll use it as a place to cut up vegetables because I don't have a ton of counter space. So this is really handy, and it locks in place so it doesn't move around while I'm driving. And then we did a little area down here for storage so that my feet can touch the floor while I'm sitting here. But this is also really handy just to have like an extra space for storage.
The reason we had to raise the floor is because the toilet sits so high, and so we wanted both seats to be at the same level. So we just raised the entire floor, and so she can touch the ground, so she's not dangling her feet.
Yep. And this is where pretty much all of my clothes are up here that I use, and then like the same style of cabinet so that stuff's not falling off. And I did some little custom fairy lights up here, and we have that Air Max fan that keeps it nice and cool in the summertime. And then this is a full-size bed. It's an 8-inch memory foam mattress, and it's really, really comfortable at night. And
bedside table.
Did a little notched bedside table, which I have hit my head on a few times. And I keep USB ports over here too, so I can always charge my phone, and my fairy lights go in here. And that's right next to my bookshelf. This was kind of like one of the added things that we didn't really have to do, but I wanted a bookshelf really bad. And I love that I have it here because I can keep so many odd random things in here. Like all my jewelry is up there, more toiletries, and my books. So this is one of my favorite parts of the van. I love this. And then right under the bookshelf is my toilet. So I just kind of pop this up and out. And I have a composting toilet. It's a Nature's Head composting toilet, which I highly recommend because I can't smell anything in the van. It's got a little hose out there that's vented to the outside and a 12-volt fan. It just works out great. I have to empty the urine, and the stool is separate, and so I end up having to empty the urine pretty frequently, but it works great. It's definitely necessary when you're living in the van.
And all of her lights are on a dimmer.
Oh yeah, and this is a really cool part too. I can dim the lights, get a little mood going in the van.
And then up here we put sheet metal so she could do magnets and whatever for her travels. Her fridge is down here.
Yep. Right
There.
under the bench. Not a whole lot of food in there right now.
She cooks in our house and then brings her food out here.
But it's even got a nice little freezer section that I like to keep one frozen pizza in there. It's really nice to have the fridge, especially on trips. I like to rock climb, so having a fridge out on some climbing trips is awesome. And also to keep...
And we also did a swivel seat. Most people do that anyway, but we did it.
The swivel is nice. And then we did some button snaps up here with thermal curtains just to separate the front and the back if I need a little bit more privacy. And it also really keeps, I have a heater in here for the winter, and it really keeps the heat in on this side and the cold out on that side. So this is definitely
Cold weather
necessary.
must.
Yeah, if you're going to be living in a state like Colorado.
And we also did the wood finish across the bottom.
Yeah, so I can have a nice little step when I'm going up into the cab.
That's cedar as well.
Okay, now we'll show you the garage.
All right, here at the back of the van, this is actually where we started, was building this box. That's kind of how I build. I start in one spot. I don't really have a plan for exactly what I'm doing, but I started with this box and then we built the rest of the van around it. Here is where we store her little propane tank. We have it strapped down here. Hasn't had any issues driving. Up here is her power bank. She has a 100 amp hour lithium battery, probably going to go to 2 of them. Sometimes she does run low when we have cloudy days, and she doesn't get, and we have a giant tree over her van, so the solar doesn't get as much as we'd like. Down here we have a 1500 watt pure sine inverter for plugins and stuff. Don't use that very much. We installed a light over above here, LED strip light that comes across to her closet area. She has a little bit of hanging room here, a little bit of folding up here. Pretty basic. And all the floor is this, like gym mat material. It's great for walking around on.
Yep, I also got these really awesome window covers from Adventure Van Co. And there's little magnets around the bottom or the whole outside so they stick to the door, and it made a huge difference in how warm the van is, especially at night. And then I can like roll them up here and tie this if I wanted to have the sun coming through the back. And yeah, that's my van. Thanks for checking out our van. We hope this inspires you guys to do some of your own DIY projects.